I don't say this lightly, but today might just be the stupidest day in Donald Trump's presidency, which means it could be the stupidest day in American history. Why? Because it was just revealed that Trump's own national security advisors, along with Pete Hegseth, have been accidentally leaking war plans to reporters through a Signal group chat. Yes, you heard that right. These are MAGA DEI hires, completely unqualified for some of the most critical jobs in this country, all being directed by the dumbest president we've ever had. And just when you think it couldn't get worse, Trump was confronted about this at a press conference, and his brain just shut down. We've all seen Trump slowing down, getting more confused, and losing his grip over the past weeks, months, even years. But today was rock bottom, and we're about to break it all down. But before we do, if you're enjoying the content, drop a like on this video and make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps, and I appreciate it more than you know. Now, before we get into Trump completely melting down when asked about these leaked war plans, let's take a look at how he even started this press conference. It's
on April
bad.
2nd, the reciprocal tariffs will go into effect. Is it truly reciprocal? Are there some countries that might get a break or some sectors that might get a break?
Well, I may give a lot of countries breaks, but it's reciprocal, but we might be even nicer than that. You know, we've been very nice to a lot of countries for a long time, but I call it Liberation Day. April 2nd is Liberation Day. But today, as you know, we did something with respect to Venezuela. You heard about that, and that will be quite important. We'll be announcing some additional tariffs over the next few days, having to do with automobiles, cars, and having also to do a little bit with lumber down the road, lumber and chips. We're going to get all those chip companies coming back. They're already coming back without even doing it. So it's been very good. But we'll be announcing some others. But for the most part,
You can clearly tell this is not a smart man. What is he even saying? This whole tariff saga, well, as the Wall Street Journal, yes, the one owned by Rupert Murdoch, put it, it's the dumbest trade war in history. And now Donald Trump is claiming the tariffs are going away, that he's actually going to support other countries. So we're just doing the opposite of a trade war now. The man flip-flops every single day on his economic policies because, let's be real, he doesn't understand them. He is fundamentally a dumb person. And the consequences, they're huge. Our economy, American businesses, they're all feeling the effects. That's why CEOs are speaking out. Because Trump, he's an embarrassment. But wait, there's one CEO he actually does care about, and you already know who that is.
but he's never asked me for a thing. And I think that's an amazing tribute. I did get activated last week when I saw what they were doing. I said, he makes an incredible product, and we're going to go out and tell people you can't do that stuff and support him. They got to support him. Because if he wasn't doing this, he wouldn't have any of these difficulties. And I think it's getting less and less. Pam has done a great job with regard to all of the, I mean, I know the kind of investigations that are going on. If she finds them, which she will, she already found 4 of them. But I think they're going to suffer very grave consequences because they're really terrorists when you think about it. They're terrorists at a high level. And I think the people that are financing them, they could very well be people I know. People that you write about. But those people are in big trouble, so they better cut it out. But Elon's a patriot. We want to thank you very much.
Are we serious right now? Are we actually being serious? These people, who exactly are they being paid by? George Soros, come on, stop with this boogeyman nonsense. I am so over it. Maybe, just maybe, people are protesting Elon Musk because he's trying to rip away their Social Security, Medicaid, and gut every functional government program just to line his own pockets and dodge any real accountability. Maybe it's not some grand conspiracy. Maybe, just maybe, you're just too dense to understand that people actually care about others and are fed up with our disastrous co-president. But hey, speaking of brain meltdowns, Donald Trump got hit with a tough question, and, well, let's just say his response was pure chaos.
Mr. President, your reaction to the story in The Atlantic that said that some of your top cabinet officials and aides had been discussing very sensitive material through Signal and included an Atlantic reporter for that. What is your response to that?
I don't know anything about it. I'm not a big fan of The Atlantic. To me, it's a magazine that's going out of business. I think it's not much of a magazine, but I know nothing about it. You're saying that they had what?
They were using Signal to coordinate on sensitive materials and
Having to do with what? Having to do with what? What were they talking about?
with the Houthis.
The Houthis? You mean the attack on the Houthis? Well, it couldn't have been very effective because the attack was very effective. I can tell you that. I don't know anything about it. You're telling me about it for the first time. Anybody else? I'm doing all right, Steve. I tell you, he went through a lot, and he's stronger than ever.
Donald Trump was struggling, and it wasn't just his mouth. It was his brain, too. He completely forgot Usha Vance's name in this clip right here. Watch this.
We're invited over there, and I thought it would be I have great respect for the wife of our great vice president. I think she's she's a brilliant woman. She's a very nice woman, and she loves the concept of Greenland, and so she's.
This man's brain is deteriorating. Donald Trump is getting dumber by the day, and it's not just when he speaks. It's in the absolute incompetence surrounding his entire administration. These are not smart people. And honestly, I'm sick of MAGA pretending that Elon Musk is some kind of super genius, or that Pete Hegseth, Tulsi Gabbard, or RFK Jr. are deep intellectuals. They're not. They're conspiracy theorists. Great for MAGA TV, but completely useless when it comes to actually running the country. And the proof, it plays out right in front of us, over and over again. These people are being directly influenced by Russian state media, just like Trump himself. But don't take my word for it. Just watch this.
Crane, in an interview with Time Magazine published this morning, President Zelensky said he believes that some members of your team have been influenced by Russian information. Those were his words. What do you have to say to that?
Well, probably they have been influenced to get this thing settled, because Ukraine wants to see it settled. I think they have to have it settled, and Russia wants to see it settled. And I think if I weren't president, this would never happen.
I think we've all seen that clip. Steve Witkoff, completely mesmerized by Vladimir Putin. The admiration, the praise for Trump, the heartfelt prayer, and, of course, the grand gesture. Putin's beautiful portrait of Trump. And suddenly, Witkoff wonders, maybe Putin's not so bad. Maybe this murderous dictator, the one who invaded our ally, is just misunderstood. Maybe he's just a swell guy with a little love in his heart? Number, he's a murderous dictator, and you're selling out our ally for a picture. That's how easy it is. That's how cheap it is. These people are so gullible, and dictators know it. That's why they wanted Trump, not just for him, but for the people around him. People who are easily controlled, easily swayed. And it's not just about admiration, it's about power. We're watching it play out in real time, in the most critical parts of our government, in the systems meant to keep us safe. Like when Donald Trump was asked about the FAA.
Very, very fairly. I'd like to ask, if I might, Sean Duffy to say a few words about the air traffic control situation. You know, there were some mishaps, one in particular, the helicopter crashing into the plane. We have a system that's 40 years old. They spent tens of billions of dollars trying to patch it up and, you know, make it work, but it doesn't work. And my pilot says they use different systems. They don't want to use our system. It's so obsolete.
You ever listen to someone speak and think, what are they even trying to say? I mean, sometimes I can kind of decode Donald Trump, but this? This is just pure gibberish. They have a system that's not our system, that they're not using system. A system. What does that even mean? I'm sorry, but this might be the dumbest day in American history. How is this guy president? How are we being governed by the most incompetent people possible? And it's not like they just appeared. He chose them. Every single one. This is the MAGA strategy in action. Break the government, then point at the wreckage and say, look, it's broken. Maybe we should get rid of it. They want to privatize everything. They want to strip away the most important social programs. And where do you think all that money is going? Right into the pockets of billionaires. So Elon Musk can get an even bigger tax cut every year. And the people defending this? Absolute clowns. Just listen to Sean, Steve, whatever his name is, Duffy.
We're $36 trillion in debt. You've never had a Doge. We've never come in and looked at our government the way, Mr. President, you've looked at this government and said, there's too many people, there's contracts, fraud, waste, and abuse. And so we've had a few bumps in the road as we've gone through this process, but if you look around this room, everybody has seen how the process has evolved, and everyone appreciates some of the insight and technical support that we've gotten to make this government more efficient, to make it more responsive to the American people. And so, again, when you have a new system like this, you'll get some bumps. But things are rolling out. The last 3 weeks have been much, much better as our teams have integrated and we're working to deliver for the American people. And our changes and administrations change. We have to do this fast, which is why we need the partnership from the Congress to give us the money up front. The best ideas and the best technology available in the world, we're going to build in the system. I think, Mr. President, we can do it in 3 years. I think Trump Tower was built in 3 or 3.5 years. I think we could match the Trump Tower time frame.
2
years. Okay.
2 years.
Maybe not that good, but about 3 years. And again,
It's beyond ridiculous. But the real question is, how much worse can it get? Oh, let's give a big round of applause, everyone. Seriously, Sean, great job. Planes aren't crashing in the two-a-days anymore. What a relief. Now we're only seeing one plane go down every other day. Huge improvement, right? Except that's not success. Success was the 0 plane crashes we had under the Biden administration. But hey, what does Sean Duffy know? He's a reality TV star blaming DEI and Pete Buttigieg for problems created by Elon Musk and Donald Trump when they gutted the FAA and attacked air traffic controllers. People doing incredibly difficult, high-stakes jobs. Honestly, I don't even know what to say anymore. Governed by the dumbest people alive, and yet they actually think they're the smartest in the room. Don't believe me? Just listen to Pete Hegseth right here.
Under the previous administration, we looked like fools. Not anymore. President Trump has reestablished American leadership. The F-47 is part of it. And Mr. President, thank you for having the courage to do it and leading the way for all our warfighters.
Thank you.
The Biden administration, the Biden administration, the Biden administration. They've made us look ridiculous. And Pete Hegseth, this guy's a joke, a drunk joke. Probably why he was out there sharing our war plans. 8 drinks in, scotch and soda in one hand, phone in the other, texting away like it's just another night out. Maybe even throwing them up on his Instagram story for fun. How is this our government? How? I usually keep it level-headed, but today, I can't. This is nonsense. It's embarrassing. Every single one of them should resign. All of them. But here's the thing, we're not letting this slide. We're calling them out. That's our job. And we're gonna keep doing it. If you stand with us, hit that subscribe button, drop a like on this video, and if you made it all the way to the end, first of all, respect. Second, if I made you feel even a little bit better, drop a blue heart in the comments. Until next time, stay sharp, stay loud, we're not backing down.